could this be?
Welcome to another episode. Welcome to another episode of Gamecocks Talk with Captain Will. I am your man, Captain Will. Make sure you like, make sure you share, make sure you subscribe to Gamecocks Talk with Captain Will so I continue to bring that gospel of Gamecocks every single day. Thank you for tuning in. Thank you for taking a brief moment to chat it up with your man, Captain Will. Follow me on Twitter at Gamecocks Talk. Follow me on Instagram at Gamecocks Talk with Captain Will. And wherever you get your podcast, you can find Gamecocks Talk with Captain Will, Apple Podcasts, Spotify, iHeartRadio, wherever it is, you can find it. We got a good one today, y'all. I said we got a good one today, y'all. We are going to do we're 25% through the season. Okay, we're through 10 games. We're about 25% through the season, and we're going to do like a snapshot of where we are as a basketball team through 25% of the season. Currently, Gamecocks are 9-1. Okay, only losses to UCLA. We're currently ranked number 1 in the net ranking, which takes into account strength of schedule, takes into account wins and losses, scoring margin, where the games were played, if they were home, if they were away, if there was neutral site games, takes all those things in consideration and spits out a data points for top 1 through 362. So South Carolina has this number 1 strength of schedule, has beat multiple teams in the top 25, and are the number 1 team in net ranking. It is what it is. It is what it is. We got South Florida on Sunday. Play them. Going to beat them by an absorbent amount of points. Then we got to play, Charleston Southern. Going to blow them out. But it's time to take a break after playing top 10 team to top 10 team to top 10 team over and over and over again. Over. In terms of offensive rating, the South Carolina basketball team is 14th in the country, despite having the number 1 overall strength of schedule. All right, so once we actually take a breather, woosah a little bit, and look at the big scheme of things from a big lens. There was some continuity issues beginning of the season, and trying to figure out how to play without Camilla Cardoza. You got Joyce coming in, who's going to take minutes. You got Ashlyn Watkins, who was suspended. You got Chloe, who came in, ready to rock and roll. You had so many different moving pieces for this Gamecock basketball team, and it took a little while. It did. It took a little while, but we straight now. So we went through some of those games where we weren't looking like the reigning, defending, three-time national champions. We saw some hiccups that was going on versus various different teams. Saw some hiccups going against was Michigan and Las Vegas, and then North Carolina State. Those things are over. Offensively, we're getting better and better and better. Defensive rating, we're currently 30th in the country in terms of defense. That's fine. That is fine. When you are playing, let's get this right. When you playing UCLA, you playing Iowa State, you play TCU, you play North Carolina State, you play Michigan, you play all these basketball teams, Clemson, and you still 30th in defensive rating. This wasn't no cupcake type schedule. All right. So being 14th in offensive rating and 30th in defensive rating is wonderful. It's great because eventually things will simmer down. And some of those teams that are dominating the stat lines are going to come back down to earth when they actually do play some real basketball teams. Can't wait. You got a dope game on Thursday. You do. You got Notre Dame and you got UConn on Thursday night. And from what I'm hearing, Asia Fudd ain't going to play with UConn. Feel bad for her. She cannot stay healthy. Feel bad for her. And Notre Dame going to play another high-level basketball team. They are playing a good schedule. Notre Dame is taking a bite out of South Carolina's playbook and playing tough teams. Now, UConn, even without Asia Flood, is outstanding. They are. I'm waiting on LSU to play somebody. I'm waiting. Somebody tell me something. I'm waiting. Just help me out. Just help me out. I'm just waiting. Eventually they will. Offensive rebounding. South Carolina's an excellent offensive rebounding team. Matter of fact, South Carolina's an excellent total rebounding team in terms of overall total rebounds per game and total rebound percentage. But I love the offensive rebounding stat in particular because we're 9th in the country in terms of offensive rebounding percentage. We are getting those offensive rebounds. When we miss a basket, we are charging the boards led by none other than Chloe Kitts, who's averaging 9 rebounds per basketball game in 21 minutes. That's Chloe. Offensive rebounding is a key, in my opinion, it's a hustle stat. It's wanting to. And Carolina is wanting to go get those rebounds. It is at this point through 10 games, and we're 9th. And that's going, and I'm going to say it over and over and over again. This ain't no cupcake schedule. It's not. Assists per game, we aren't where I want it to be just yet. We average about 15 assists per game. 15 assists per game, about 66 in the country in terms of assists per game. It started out slow, y'all. It started out slow. Now we're starting to pick up the pace in terms of assists. You still got, Powell average about 3 assists. You got Raven average about 3 assists. You got Maddy in about 16 minutes of play, averaging several assists per basketball game and a crazy assist-to-turnover ratio. But our assist-to-turnover ratio is good. We're actually 21st in the country, and those are going to improve over the course of time with the offense settling down more. We beat up on TCU, shot over 50% from the field, and 45% from three-point line. Offense is getting going. It's getting going. And free throw percentage. Who would have thought South Carolina, through 10 basketball games, who was shooting 70% from the free throw line? Who thought that? Who knew that? South Carolina has been notoriously a bad free throw shooting team. Well, right now we're about midway. We're 177th in the country. Midway for South Carolina is really good. 70% is really good. In a lot of school districts, that's a C. South Carolina beginning like a D in terms of field goal, free throw percentage for a long time. But you get a couple of games where you're shooting about 80%, 87%, 89% from the free throw line, the stuff goes up. It really does. And three-point percentage, last year we shot 39.5% from the three-point line. Right now, we are shooting about 35.8% from the three-point line. You have Kyle shooting about 46%. You got Bree shooting 44%. You got Tessa Johnson shooting 56% from the three-point line. Special, y'all. Special. 2-point percentage. 2-point percentage in terms of field goals made offensively. We 8th in the country. That is without. You know what? I misspoke. My brain is going real fast. We're 81st in the country in terms of 2-point percentage on offense. Okay, we still are missing a go-to presence, I would say, outside of Chloe in the post. Chloe's shooting 52% from the field, averaging about 11 points. We have kind of morphed into a perimeter, a guard-centric team. Yes, we have Chloe who's doing well. Yes, we have Joyce who's doing well. Yes, we have Watkins doing well. And Feagin is doing well too. But the bulk of our points are coming from that rotation of Tessa and Powell and MiLaysia. And now it's kind of this change. And I'm cool with that change. I'm fine with that. You got Dawn just morphing into something different. And it just looks different because we're playing more outside in versus inside out. And I'm cool with it. I'm not too upset with that situation. Use what you got, because when you starting, when you starting Powell and Raven and you got Bree and you got Tessa and you got MiLaysia and you got Maddy, you use the 5 stars that you have. You really do. And with we put so much emphasis early on who's starting. And I did as well. Like, okay, such and such should start, such and such to sit down. Dawn said, the hell with it. I'm gonna start with I'm gonna lean on what got me to the dance, and that's what happened. So she's still starting Raven, she's still starting, Power and Breezy and the same group that she's been rocking with. And I probably need to change gears and look at like more so about the minutes that are being played versus the starters who actually start the game. Like Sania Feagin, starts the game, but she played about 16 minutes. Okay. And you have a player like Tessa Johnson who does not start the game, but she plays almost 22 minutes a game. Okay. You got Joyce, who comes off the bench, who's averaging about 22 minutes a game. It's kind of morphed into that situation where you actually look at who's getting the minutes, who's playing in crunch time versus who starts the basketball game. Tina Pow right now has played more minutes than anybody on this team. And she's played great. Chloe Kitts right now is the best analytically, statistically best player on our basketball team. She is playing sensational. And it is so great to see. She's averaging 11 points, 9 rebounds, 52% from the field, leading the SEC or top 10 in the SEC in multiple categories: rebounds per game, offensive rebound percentage, defensive rebound percentage, total rebound percentage. It's so, the work that she puts in is being actually, we're seeing all of it. And it's so great for her. And she's, like I said, statistically, she's one of the best players in the SEC. And anybody with 2 eyes can see that. When you average almost a double-double in 20 minutes per game, and we are glorifying certain players who getting multiple double-doubles and so forth, and then they playing 35 minutes a game, you can miss me on that. Chloe is putting in work offensively and defensively. And here's the thing, ladies and gentlemen. Chloe Kitts right now has a defensive rating of 73.3, playing a number 1 schedule. Right now, Chloe Kitts is our best defender. Yeah, Chloe Kitts is our best defender on this basketball team. Chloe Kitts and Ashlyn Watkins. And then we have a plethora of guards, jumbled up. But those two, in particular, Chloe, is our best defender on this basketball team. I love it. Powell is doing her thing. Like I mentioned before, 11 points, 3 assists, couple rebounds, shooting 44% from the 3-point line, actually 46% from the 3-point line, doing what she does. She doesn't commit turnovers. She plays excellent defense now. Everything is going correct with Powell. She have an awesome offensive rating of over 131. Have a defensive rating in the mid-85s. Is that the way? Mid-85s, mid-85s? And it's actually 85.3, so it is what it is, okay? But she's playing great. Bree Hall's playing great. She's not talked about enough. And Breezy didn't start off well, starting the season, but she's playing so well now. She's so efficient offensively. She's shooting 44% from 3, okay? She's getting less than 1 turnover per basketball game. She defends. She does everything right. She does everything right. Averaging 22 minutes a game. 7 points. Come on. Breezy's doing so well this year. And through 25% of the season, her stock is rising in terms of future potential WNBA play. We got 30 more games. Well, maybe 28 games to win the whole thing. But Bree, she playing well, man. And Joyce playing 19 minutes a game, averaging 9 points, 5 rebounds, 1 assist. Her turnovers are down now to less than 2 per game. She's playing excellent defense with a defensive rating of 75. Joyce, we're hearing a whole lot about Sarah Strong out there in UConn. Sarah Strong is doing very well out there in UConn. She plays more minutes. And I can't wait till we play them in February and see those matchups. Once again, that saw in high school, saw that Under Armour events and showcase stuff. She's an excellent player. And Joyce is getting better and better and better. Shout out to Raven Johnson. Shout out to Raven Johnson, who had a great game versus TCU, and her numbers are starting to improve. And over the last 5 games, I mentioned this in the previous video, over the last 5 games, Raven Johnson shooting 44% from the 3. Okay? So this ain't no 0 for whatever. Over the last 5 games, 44% from the 3-point line for the player that's talked about so much that can't shoot. This team is so great, and it's right on target of where we should be going to SEC play. Right on target. So we can get ready for the Texases, the LSUs, and the Kentuckys, and the Auburns, and all those wonderful teams. But they got to get ready for us. That's the thing. They have to be ready for us. And are they? They haven't played the competition that we've played. They got to get ready for us. How do you game plan South Carolina? You can't game plan 9, 10 players. It's impossible. Most teams, if we play LSU tomorrow, you game planning for my Michaela Williams, you game planning for Flage, and you game planning for Anissa Morrow. On their coaching staff, you game planning for 10, maybe 11 players. Good luck. This concludes another episode of Gamecocks Talk with Captain Will. I'm your man, Captain Will. Make sure you like, make sure you share, and make sure you subscribe. Gamecocks Talk with Captain Will, as I continue to bring you that gospel of Gamecocks every single day. Ladies and gentlemen, you're now rocking with the best. And since you're rocking with the best, come rock with your man, Captain Will. Let's go.
J-Rock, did this beat?